So let's start with an extremely important chapter included in your syllabus, which is called as a chemical change and a chemical bond. Let's be honest about one fact over here, that in our daily life, there are numerous changes which keep on happening around us. If I would like to give you examples for the same, we have fabulous animations appearing onto the screen for you. The first change is the example of an exploding firework. And then we have a relatively similar reaction which is considered to be the burning or the combustion of wood. Apart from that, we have chocolate, which on slight heating tends to melt, and when we apply a little bit amount of force over an egg, it tends to break. To finish off my list of examples, I have the fact that I am able to slice a bread with respect to a knife, and using a juicer, I can literally squeeze an orange for its juice. All of these are perfect examples of changes that occur around us in day-to-day life. But this chapter is actually interested in categorizing the changes, because according to chemistry, there are a total of 2 different changes which occur in our day-to-day life, which means every change can be classified into these 2 categories, where the first one is called as a physical change and the second one is called as a chemical change. Let's understand that the melting of ice is actually considered to be a physical change, where the solid converts into a liquid, where you are going to start with ice and you're going to convert it to water. That's an excellent example of a physical change. However, the next part over here actually deals with the fact that you can have the ripening of mangoes, and that is a perfect example of a chemical change, wherein you start with a raw mango and you end up with a ripe one. But now the question is as to why is melting of ice considered to be a physical change and the ripening of a mango considered to be a chemical change. Let's understand what these changes exactly are, and let's do that properly, systematically, with respect to a differentiation table. Understand that as far as the physical change is considered, the composition of the matter remains the same, which means the chemical formula associated with the kind of substances that you have is going to remain the same. What's the formula for ice? H2O. What's the formula for water? H2O. So even when the solid converts into a liquid by the process of melting, when ice converts to water by the process of melting, the formula associated with both of the substances is going to be exactly the same. However, when we talk about the composition of a chemical change, the composition of the matter is literally going to change. You start with a raw mango, you get a ripe mango. From sour, it becomes sweet, which means sugars which were initially absent are now developed. And therefore, I can say that new substances are definitely getting formed. And when that happens, the composition of the matter with respect to that particular change is literally going to occur. In a similar manner, one must understand that as far as the physical change is considered, it is going to be temporary, which means if you are capable of converting ice to water by the process of melting, you're also able to convert water back to ice by the process of freezing. That is solid to liquid and liquid to gas. So physical changes are expected to be temporary. At the same time, they're expected to be reversible. But the problem is, as far as the chemical change is considered, these changes are going to be permanent. You are capable of changing a raw mango to a ripe mango, but a ripe mango cannot be made raw again, which means as far as the chemical change is considered, it is going to be permanent and it is going to be irreversible. Whenever I talk about a physical change, one must understand that this is a kind of a change in which only the physical properties of that particular substance are going to change. The color may change, the shape may change, but the chemical formula, the chemical composition of matter remains exactly the same. Most probably, physical changes are only going to occur due to a change in temperature or pressure. But whenever there is a chemical change, the physical as well as the chemical properties attributed with a substance are going to change, because here chemical reactions are going to occur. Chemical reactions occur, new substances are formed which have their new physical and chemical properties. Finally, as I've said before, all my physical changes are considered to be reversible. If it's possible to convert ice to water, it's possible to convert water to ice. If A to B is possible, B to A is again possible. However, as far as the chemical change is considered, they are considered to be irreversible, which means you can start from A and go to B, but coming back to A from B is definitely not going to be possible. As I've said before, and I'm saying it again, melting of ice is a perfect example of a physical change. However, ripening of a mango is considered to be a chemical change. Thank you.